As usual, we'll start with an opening comment from Coach, and then we will take some questions for the student athletes. Coach?
I thought that was a tremendous game, and got to give a lot of credit to Nebraska Omaha after coming off not getting any rest after emotional win over South Dakota and being able to, I thought, bring their A game. I mean, they shot the ball tremendous, which, if you're playing a matchup zone and a team's going to hit 12 threes against you and shoot 44%, you're going to be in for a battle. So I don't know that it was as much. I thought we were a little bit off there in the end of the first and second quarter. I don't know if it was as much that or that Omaha just played really well. And then, down the stretch, we've talked about being a good offensive team. Our offense carried us. We hit big three after big three, to hit 6 threes in the fourth quarter to go win a game. I think just to have the ability to do that, to have that firepower is nice because you never feel like you're out of the game. And, when your point guard has a triple-double, that's usually a pretty good sign. And, I love the stat of 21 assists to 7 turnovers. I think that just shows the way we play team basketball. Point guard has 11 assists, 2 turnovers. Olivia Braun, who I guess some would consider our center, has 7 assists to 1 turnover. So these girls pass the ball really well, and they've been a really fun group, and I'm thankful I get another day with them.
Questions for the student athletes. Let's start down here in front.
Tony Wilson from Omaha. Guys that come back, hit, I think 3 threes to tie, and then another to take the lead, and Omaha answered every single time. What was it like at that point to just kind of keep the momentum going and to make sure you finally got the momentum this time?
Yeah, they're a great team. It kind of felt like we could never escape them. They always had an answer to our runs, and basketball is a game of runs, and it was definitely back and forth. I'd be interested to know the lead change number, but they battled. We knew they would. They just came off a great win against South Dakota, who's also a great team. So I think just trying to stay aggressive. Farms if you get a lead in the fourth quarter, it's easy to play timid and passive, and we kind of went through that stretch there where we were a bit passive, but Michelle Farrow comes in and hits like 3 big shots in a row, and that just shows the versatility of our team and the depth that we have.
Down the front.
Scott Holland, Tone of Voice. Did you guys do anything different defensively on that final possession? Because it looked like you were really able to kind of funnel the ball to people who they didn't want to have shoot the ball there on that last possession on the out-of-bounds play.
I think the most part about our defense in the end was that we couldn't get Shaw an open look and really crack down on her. And then just play a really outstanding defense and just fly out on shooters and just get them off the three-point line to make them hit a tough shot. And I think we succeeded.
Stan Cooper in Regional Media, Macomb. Kind of bouncing off Scott's question there, it seemed like at points in the game they had the ability to get the ball inside a lot, but later in that game it seemed to change a little bit. Did you guys mix anything up, or was it just a matter of executing a little better?
I think we just tried to play a little bit more help defense on Shaw. They really feed off her and get going with her, but they have multiple shooters that are capable of going on an individual run as well. So I think just trying to keep the ball out of Shaw's hands, but at the same time closing out to those shooters because they go on runs. They're really similar team as we are, and I think just keeping the ball out of Shaw's hand was a big emphasis, but also closing out to their shooters because they definitely got going too.
Let's take one in the back here.
Zach Borg with KDLT, for both of you. You're 1 win away from the NCAA tournaments. Just talk about your feelings going into the championship game tomorrow, regardless of who you play. It could obviously be a pretty partisan crowd if SDSU wins the second game.
I think it's crazy. I think that's a good word for it. I don't know. I think we're just all really excited for it, and we started from that South Dakota game in the regular season, and now we finally got to where we actually want to be, and I think couldn't be in a better position.
I think either team, IUP or South Dakota State, it's going to be a battle. They're both top-tier teams in the league, and we're going to have to come ready to play and hopefully get out to a good start on either one.
Down in front.
Emily, how does a 5'4" point guard get 11 rebounds?
I don't know. I think a lot of times my teammates in the lane, they get the box outs, and sometimes it's just my job to get those long rebounds, and I just tried to go in there and do that. And there were a lot of long rebounds. They were shooting threes, we were shooting threes, so those are the ones that I really try to go get.
When it looked like they were starting to pull away. I think they maybe were up 8 or 9. It seemed like you really took the game over, whether it was finding an open shooter or hitting a big shot. Did you kind of feel that was your moment to really kind of put this team on your back?
Yeah, as a point guard, the team looks to you, and I think it's just the competitive edge I have. I didn't want to lose. I know they didn't want to lose either, and they definitely battled it out, but I think just trying to find those, make those plays as a point guard, I just kind of took that upon myself.
Over here.
you guys played in Omaha earlier this year. You were down 11 in the fourth and came back and got that. Did that kind of give you some confidence in the fourth quarter to know, hey, this deficit isn't as much, and we've already done this one time before?
Yeah, I think we're capable of coming back in those fourth quarters. We've been in those situations a couple of times. I think just not letting down, it's easy to kind of, we talked in the timeout and we were kind of getting our heads down a little bit, and I don't know if it's a pouty reference, but, I think just staying aggressive and realizing that the game's not over until till it's actually over. So I think just trying to stay aggressive and know that we were capable of winning.
Morgan, were you kind of calling for the ball there towards the end of the game? Because you get a couple big threes there, back-to-back possession that would really kind of get you guys going.
Yeah, I was feeling it a little bit, and I don't know. I just felt like either set screens for me or I set screens to get them out of position a little bit, and I could be able to get the ball. It's nice to have a PG over here to my left, but.
Other questions for the student athletes? Looks like we're good. Okay, ladies, thank you very much. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. One quick note that I didn't get in on the way before they got here is this will be Western Illinois' first championship game appearance since 2006. They were trying to win their first championship since 1995. So with that, we'll go ahead and continue with questions for Coach.
Coach, you say before you don't really need to say Emily, but it seemed like she just felt like she had to win this game for you guys because she really kept you guys afloat. It looks like things were kind of going backwards.
Yeah, I thought she had a great second half, and there was one point, when they made that comment about how our body language was kind of pouty before a timeout. I pulled Emily and said, get them going, get their heads up, and I think she's that type of kid that can do that, and it means so much more coming from her than coming from me even. And so that leadership, and they were playing off her and daring her to shoot, and she's so tough on herself that she just hates missing shots so much. But 4 for 11, we'll take that percentage from the 3-point line, and they were a lot of big threes. So she made a couple of really nice dump passes there the second half to kind of get us going. But I think the big part of it is just the emotional leadership that she brings to this program, and it's crazy to think that she's just a junior.
Is there anything you can do defensively, or is it just, hey, let's just hope these guys pull off eventually? Because it looked like whatever you threw, they had an answer every time.
They shot it awfully well. And, when you have a player like Michaela Shaw, who I think took it as a little bit of a challenge, she was so good last year. I think everyone would agree she's one of the best players in the league. And I think throughout this year, she had some ups and downs. And you could tell yesterday that she's going to put the team on her back. And when you have a player like that can score so efficiently inside and then so many shooters outside, you're right, I'll be honest, it was a little bit of a helpless feeling. We tried doubling her. We tried keeping it out of her hands. We tried 2 or 3 different things. And, they kept knocking down shots and her getting to the basket. So that's a tough feeling as a coach. And some people would blame that on the zone. I think if you're playing man-to-man, you'd be in the same boat. How are you going to guard Michaela Shaw man-to-man and still stay out on their shooter? So I knew, I told the girls, think about the way we felt with our confidence after we won at South Dakota. So that's how Omaha feels right now, because they kind of did a similar thing. And so I knew they were going to come out and play really well and shoot it well.
Over here.
Coach, I know they asked the players this, but from your perspective, what were you trying to get done on that last possession in Omaha?
We wanted to keep it out of Shaw's hands, and if she caught it, we wanted to double. We actually didn't do the best job of it, and then that very last transition play, kind of the same thing at Omaha. We wanted to kind of try to make Vidal beat us, just make her make a play, and so we did a good job kind of swarming Shaw. When she gave it up, I think they had maybe that moment of panic, and luckily the clock ticked to 0 right before we hammered their shooter, and we snuck out of there with the win.
JD, you guys shooting 14-41 from downtown, but of course hitting all those late threes to put yourself in position to win. Does a stat line like this kind of validate the way you guys play basketball in a sense? Because while you weren't hitting shots for a while, down the stretch you were, of course, hitting them, and all in all, taking 14 more threes than they did and ultimately coming out on top.
Yeah, we do a drill called 4-line shooting, where you basically have 4 lines, 4 balls, and you're just chucking it, getting your own rebound, passing it back out. And we've kind of used that as an example to our girls' mentality, because we always shoot well in that drill. We don't always get off to a good start, or sometimes we have a little down portion in that 2 minutes. But especially this year with the shooters we have, we always just dominate our goal, and I keep increasing the goal. And we've tried to use that as a mentality that eventually, if we keep shooting and keep playing with an aggressive mentality, those shots are going to fall. And then also helped, we got some easy baskets. I mean, Olivia Braun had 2 or 3 layups right there as we kind of closed the gap. So when you get those easy baskets and get to the free throw line a little bit, that makes that three-pointer, makes the basket get a little bit bigger, and those three-pointers fall a little bit easier.
Coach, is Michelle Farrell just someone who just kind of knows when to pick her spot? Because she probably hit two of the biggest shots today for you guys.
She did, and it's funny. Coach Minter and I were just debating our rotation with Mallory and Michelle Farrow and who we put in, and right as we're debating it, Farrow hits 2 big threes and brings us right back in the game. So she's never. I would have never guessed, but she has been probably our most clutch kid, just as far as your role player that comes off the bench and makes big plays. She's done it 4 or 5 times in close games, and I'm really proud of her because I think it's something she's worked hard on, especially mentally. So for her to come in and make big plays and really win us 3 or 4 games, I think is really neat for her.
What's it mean for the program to be playing on Tuesday?
I think there's some excitement around the program for sure, and we know, as the girl said, how tough it's going to be tomorrow. But I feel like we did the impossible by winning 8 games in a row to win the regular season in this league, and so I think why can't we do the impossible again and win 3 games here in Sioux Falls?
Anything else for Coach? Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
you.